Hey everybody, so we're at a customer's house right across the street from me actually, and as you can see by these edges, it's pretty rough. This is going to be one heck of a job actually. The grass is soaked, it's been raining all week, it's going to rain all week, and she got the notice from the HOA that said ship up or shape up or ship out. Basically you got 72 hours and the property needs to be cleaned up. Edges need to be trimmed, weed eating needs to be done. The HOAs don't fall for this stuff here. They want it cleaned up. So she asked me if I can get her done before the weekend. I said, sure, we'll make it the weekend project for Dan's vlog. So you see we got some weed eating to do here. We got some weeds in here to try to tackle down, clean up this front area here, clean up along the edging. We'll get all that with the weed eater. You see this edge is pretty rough, huh guys? That's a pretty rough edge. I asked her if she can move her truck, but I don't think she's home. That needs to be cleaned up. Grass is soaked. We don't have to cut it low, but we do have to cut it. See, just in reference, there's my home right there. So we're just right across the street here. I carried some of my gear over. The edge here is pretty rough. This isn't going to be a whole lot of fun to do, I'll tell you that much. But in neighboring need with a checkbook. So you do what you got to do, right? Get it all cleaned up. Here's the backyard. You got along the house here, you got a little slab here. Needs to get done. Now the backyard is not that big of a deal when it comes to like, you know, like the HOA. They're not going to really care about your backyard, but the front yard is what they look at. So we need to go ahead and just get things cleaned up and get this yard going. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to edge. And then we're going to weed eat. And if the clouds hold off, then we'll go ahead and start mowing. If not, we'll mow it tomorrow. But we'll get the edging and the weed eating done. That'll get her in compliance. Edging is all good, pretty much normal. And what we did is just like I showed you real quick, we just raked it up, got it on the yard, ready to just mulch. We're not going for super beautification here. We're keeping it within the budget we discussed. So that means we're just going to mow it and mulch it, and that's it. So now we'll just go ahead and weed eat and get this yard cleaned up with the weed eater best we can. And she is now currently in compliance because the edging is what was the problem. But let's keep on rolling and get this yard cleaned up. edging and weed eating a yard makes a huge difference. I mean, check this out. All we did is edge and weed eat and clean up. All right, so the yard's now in compliance. It was a little tall, or it is a little tall, but that's okay. That's not what the problem is. The problem was the edging. And so now the curb and everything's all cleaned up, and we went ahead and weed eated. So everything's all nice and clean. And we ground down some weeds for her. See, like things like this. We cleaned up the water meter box. Got that looking good. We got this circle looking good here. Ground down the weeds. Leave a little bit of green for weed spraying. You want to leave green for weed spraying. Okay, we'll come back through and clean up some of this big stuff later. But I just wanted to get it all cleaned up, get all the big stuff blown in, because now we're going to mulch. So when we mow, we'll mulch. We'll just chop all that crap. crazy because this grass is like so thick and fluffy, and then the ground's so soft that I had to go back over it in the opposite direction to try to even it out. And it's pretty rough. And then like right here, it's super soft, super muddy. So I really had to be careful. Even pushing with my feet, I could feel my feet digging into the mud. So we're gonna go ahead and blow this off. I mean, it's so wet, and we're gonna have rain all through the weekend. She could call and say, hey, to the HOA, can I have a few extra days because it's so wet and my lawn guy can't really get through it. But I got my boys this weekend, and I'm not interested in working this weekend. So I'll edit video while they're sleeping, but I don't feel like mowing grass. So let me go ahead and blow this off real quick and prime this all over here. We'll get this done, and then we'll be done for the day, and we'll do the backyard tomorrow. It's a little dark out. I do apologize. Sun is pretty low in the sky. It's a little after 8:30 p.m. So I did this yard after my driving job. I'm still driving the roll-off trucks, but definitely in compliance, definitely a happy customer. And then what we did up here is we just ground those weeds down like I said earlier. Just grounded them down. All right, I didn't make it a big deal. I didn't charge her for trimming bushes or anything like that. We just had to get her in compliance. Then I said, hey, you know, we'll go ahead and grind down these flower beds and stuff for you and clean them up some. So if you want to do something, you can. If you want to spray them, you should. And there you go. So side yard's done. Everything's done with the front. Sorry, I know I am a disaster. I am a mess. I do apologize. It's a muddy mess out here. It's not the preferred method of mowing a lawn, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. She just wanted to be in compliance. She didn't really care. She's not a yard person, and she trusts me to make a good choice. And using the lightweight mower didn't do any damage to the yard. No big trenches, nothing like that. And tonight when it rains, it'll wash away any dirt on the edges and things like that. It'll look real good. Some of that black stuff you see in there are like little ant piles and stuff. But hey, not bad, man. Not bad at all. Tomorrow, we'll do the backyard. We'll add that to this video. And then we'll do our final walk around and do project compliance, HOA style. guys, sorry about me being so nasty sweaty, but it's pretty humid out, and it started to rain a little bit as I was working. But the height of this cut is actually the normal height plus 1. I went up 1 click. So let's go ahead and get this blown off real quick. But you can see the yard looks really good. Pretty even. I did double cut it. This was bad, man. Remember all the way up there? I don't think you could even see that white plug, that white drain up there. Oh, we'll go back and we'll post some before and after pictures. Let's get this blown off and get out of here. I'm going to get my boys. It's the boys' weekend. I would have never been able to do this with a bigger mower. This whole area here is so soft, and over there too. Alright man, let's take a look in case you forget. In case you forget what the before pictures look like. So with that, I will see you guys on the next job, the next cleanup, the next weekend project.